Alright guys, hi guys, here at 67 again, of course, with Hank Beckmeyer of La Clarine Farm. So I'm going to hold up the label so you can see it, and we're going to chat with Hank about his gorgeous wines from California and what he's doing out there and why it's important. Hi. Hi. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. So tell us about La Clarine Farm and your introduction to winemaking a little bit.
My introduction to winemaking came after a lot of wine drinking. My wife and I were living in Germany, and she's French, and we were in France quite often, particularly the south of France, and we met and befriended a lot of winemakers down there, and we always kind of thought, it's a pretty cool thing to do. And we were both working in the music industry, and we were looking to make kind of a change, and we thought, well, wine, and she's a trained cheesemaker, so wine and cheese, good thing to do. And the most logical place for us was California, so that's how we came to California to do it.
Cool. And this is how many vintages?
Our first released vintage was 2007.
Okay.
So pretty new on the market, I guess. I did making home wine for years and years before that, just for fun, just trying different stuff out. We moved into our property in 2001 and immediately started planting vines, like the day we took possession of the property.
Right.
And so we've got a little vineyard there. It's kind of a field blend of 5 different red grapes, and that all goes into a wine called Home Vineyard. And then we also buy fruit from some of our neighbors, all kind of within a 5-mile radius of our house. We do a good job and have really interesting vineyards.
So you said something pretty interesting just now, which is that do a good job. And by that I'm assuming you mean farming methodology and good production of grapes. And
right. People
so maybe talk about that a little bit.
People that farm for wine and not just for a lot of grapes.
Okay.
So they're all interested in wine, and they're very much interested in growing good wine grapes.
Mm-hmm. And how many of those farms are using organic or bio, or how much of it is that?
Officially, I don't think anybody is certified at this point, but our place is completely natural. We've got another vineyard we work with for our Rosé and Mourvèdre, which is organic. They've switched over about 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And everybody else is pretty much what I guess you would call sustainable, but everybody's very interested and very curious about what we do with our grapes, and they all seem to like it. So we're hoping they get more and more interested in taking everything out of the farming except hard work.
Yeah, sure. And then when you guys get the grapes and go through the process, things are done by foot. The pressing is done.
Everything's done by hand and by foot. We don't own a forklift, so everything is transferred into fermenters. We foot stomp all the reds. The whites go directly into the press. We don't add any sulfur. We don't add any acids or anything like that, so we have to be really careful about picking at the right time to preserve all the acidity. And that's basically it. Native yeast. We don't. It's basically we're caretakers.
Right. So for all intents and purposes, natural wine, if not everything sourced organically, it's pretty close, I think.
Yeah.
For that. And you mentioned a little bit of sulfur just at the end of bottling.
At bottling.
Particularly, I'm guessing when you want to ship a wine to somebody like me in New York, where it's important to have that to just hold it together until it shows up.
Yeah,
there's been a couple of wines where I've been tempted to bottle without sulfur, but then I keep thinking, well, New York's a long way away. And I don't know what's going to happen to the wine once it leaves my place. So I want a little bit of insurance.